In this sequence, the sensation of change, I want you to be able to connect into what it is that you're feeling, but also I want you to be able to connect to what you feel changes as you're there in the moment. Yoga is a crucible for change, and you want to be able to recognize what it is that's changing for you as you work through the practice.
Come to a comfortable seated position on your mat. Have the chest lifted upright, the shoulders soft. Close your eyes and begin to deepen your breath. As always, spending the first few moments of your practice separating yourself off from whatever else it is that's going on in your life, whatever's come before, whatever may come after. Just bring your full awareness to this moment. Beyond the sensation of your slow, deep breath, recognize how the body feels. And beyond the physical, recognizing the frame of mind that you're working with here in today's practice. Beginning by playing with the breath. So still in this comfortable seated position, still with your chest lifted, with your eyes closed. Start to open the mouth and exhale the breath out. Then slowly inhaling through the nose, counting as you do that. So 1, 2, 3, and when you're full, I just want you to exhale for the same length of time. So if you inhale for a count of 5, you're exhaling for a count of 5. Once you're empty, repeating that process. So starting with a new count. You inhale till you're full, and then you match the length of your exhale to your inhale. Looking at being able to slow the inhale down as much as is comfortable for you right now, and being able to observe that process of change in your breath. Just recognize whether the breath is getting slower or faster, or whether your breath is starting to plateau in terms of the length. And from here, release the count of the breath, but make sure the breath is still there to support you. So full inhale and full exhale every time. Open your eyes. If you're working with the block, take it out from beneath you. Then extending your left leg straight, bring the right heel in on the left thigh, so heel to groin. If you're hip tweaky, or if that right knee's floating up in the air and you'd like some additional support, feel free to grab your block and wedge the block underneath. We're going to come through a seated side bend, a neck release, and a forward fold. So activate the left foot, bring the left hand down inside of the left calf, plant the left palm, reach the left elbow down to the inside of the left thigh. Then push left arm against left leg, roll the heart open to the right side of the room. Long inhale, reach your right arm up and over. As you exhale, keep lifting the chest tall away from the hips, extending out through the right arm in a way that feels good on the right shoulder, right side of the chest. Start to relax the neck. With your long inhale, feel for reaching both sides of your chest up away from the hips. As you exhale, deepen the stretch through the right arm if that feels good for you. As you're working here, recognize that the process of change occurs while you're in the pose. So as you're working with this stretch through the right arm, what is it that starts to open up? What is it that starts to release? On your exhale, moving just the right arm, take the right hand towards the back of the mat, palm facing down to the floor with the right hand around 12 inches above the mat. Then, with the neck soft, go exploring out through that right hand, find a stretch that feels good for you on the right side of the neck. So once you've found one particularly good stretch, then stick with that and working with the breath. Inhaling, without lifting the head up, raise the heart up away from the front of the pelvis. As you exhale, soften the jaw a little more. Feel for being able to release more tension from the neck. As you're working with this stretch, recognize that it's a lot easier to convince your body to release rather than trying to bully it into submission. So as you're working out through that right hand, you want to make sure that you're working with a comfortable stretch for you on the right side of the neck, here and now. As always, your long breath just helping to reassure the body that you're still in control. And exhaling, take the right hand forwards, plant the right palm inside of the left leg, left hand to the outside. Still with that left foot active, facing to the front of the mat. Inhale, tall, lengthen out of the lower back. Exhale, slowly, ease the chest forwards, find a comfortable folded position over that left thigh. As you're working here, recognize that line of tension running between the left heel and the left knee and left hip, and then up across the back of the pelvis and the back of your body. If you're happy to go deeper, if you start to feel that line of tension is changing, then inhale, reach the heart further forwards. Exhale, relax deeper into the fold. On your inhale, walking the hands in, raising the chest up, switch. So extend the right leg out, bring the left heel in on the right thigh, and again, you can work with support for that left leg if you need it. Activate the right foot, right hand down inside of the right calf, right elbow inside of the right thigh. Ground right arm against right leg, roll the heart open to the left side of the room. Inhaling, left arm up and over this time. As you exhale, keep lifting both sides of the chest tall, but wrap the right shoulder down, start to relax the neck. Breathe slow and steady. As you're working up through the left arm, make sure that you're serving yourself here. So if you push too strong, the left shoulder's not going to appreciate it. If you push out at the wrong angle, you're not going to get as good an opening as you could. So feel free to explore, to play with this. Huge inhale, feeling for being able to open up the space between your ribs on the left side of the chest. If it feels good for you, as you exhale, increase the strength of that stretch through the left arm. Coming into our neck release, exhale slowly. Left hand moves over towards the back of the mat. Neck and jaw still soft. Play with this. Release through the left arm in any direction that feels good for you. So up and down, forwards and back until you find that one good stretch. Then stick with that. Work on being able to feed the breath up through the chest into the neck itself. And recognize what happens as you exhale, as you get that release response from the muscles on the left side of the neck here. On your inhale, bring that left hand forwards, plant it inside the right leg. Take the right hand to the outside, so you're facing towards the right foot. Inhale, lift the chest up, still reaching toes to the right foot back. Exhale, take your time, bring the heart forwards, find a comfortable position for you to hang out here. As you're working with that line of tension across the back of the right leg, across the back of the body, feel for where it is that you start to release that tension most quickly. So what is it that begins to change first? If you're happy to move deeper, take your time, just inhale, draw the heart towards the right foot. Exhale, relax deeper into the fold. Soft neck, soft jaw. On your inhale, walking the hands in, raising the chest up, and unfold that left leg. Grab your block 4, straight forward, abs with the block. So laying down on your back, place the block medium width in between the thighs and then interlace the hands together. Bring the hands up to the top of the neck and the base of the skull. I'm going to go on through 6 rounds of this. Bring your knees above the hips and straighten the legs as much as is comfortable for you right now. If you're happier with the knees slightly bent, then feel free to work with that, but knees stay above the hips the whole time. No pulling the knees in over the belly. Open the mouth, exhale everything out sharp. Take a slow inhale, filling the body up, lift the head and shoulders just an inch off the floor, keeping the neck soft. Hold that breath in, curl tailbone up, squeeze the block tight between the legs. Exhale, reach the chest up towards ceiling, chin away from the chest, throat open, looking up. Inhaling, relax the chest and the pelvis back, push the lower back to the floor, but keep the head and shoulders lifted an inch. Hold the breath in, curl tailbone up, squeeze block tight. Exhaling, push the heels up towards ceiling, lift the chest up off the floor and pull the belly in towards the spine. Then inhaling, relax the chest and the pelvis back, push lower back to the mat. Hold breath tight, curl tailbone up, squeeze block and sit bones together, still with the feet active. Exhale, reach the chest up away from the floor, pull belly down and inhale, release the chest and the pelvis back. Hold the breath in, curl tailbone up, squeeze the block, nice and slow. Exhale, reach the chest up towards ceiling, pull belly in tight, and inhale, release chest and pelvis back. 2 more to go. You can bend the knees if you need to, but keep the feet up. Hold that breath, curl tailbone, squeeze block. Exhale, float the chest up towards ceiling, keep the neck soft, and inhale, release chest and pelvis back. Last time. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up, squeeze block tight. Exhale, reach the chest up away from the floor. Curl the tailbone a second time if you can. Squeeze block tighter, pull belly down, and inhale, release chest and feet gently down to the mat. Take the block out from between the legs. Then from here, shuffle the heels in towards the bum. We're going to come into bridge with one leg. If you'd like to be able to use the block for support, then feel free to slide that underneath the back of the pelvis at any time. Starting off, shuffle the heels in towards the bum. Have the feet around hip width apart with the toes pointing straight forwards. Then flip the palms open towards ceiling. Tuck the shoulders down away from the ears. Arms and neck soft on the floor. Huge inhale, fill the body up. As you exhale, ground through the feet. Tuck the tailbone up, lifting into bridge. As you're working here, make sure that if you are using the block under the back of the pelvis, the leg that stays on the floor is still doing as much work as it can. So you're looking to build strength in the grounded leg. On your exhale, bring the left knee up to the chest and inhaling, straighten the left leg. Push the left heel away from the left hip. Flex the toes of the left foot back towards the shin. Find that stretch on the whole of the back of the left leg here. Breathe slow and steady. If the left knee's bent, you're not going to get as strong an opening on the back of the left leg here. So if you need to, you can lower the left heel towards the front of the mat, then straighten the left leg and work on being able to lift the left leg higher. Slow, steady breath, feeding the muscles in the right leg, helping to convince the muscles on the back of the left to release and let go. And exhaling, gently releasing the left heel down in line with the left hip. Coming through for the second side. Make sure that you feel that the left heel's properly aligned so that you've got a strong foundation. Then when you're ready, exhaling, right knee up to the chest. Inhale, straightening the right leg out. Pushing through right heel, flexing toes of the right foot back. Still working with your best breath, filling and emptying the body. And on your exhale, releasing the right heel down to the floor. Tuck the tailbone up gently. Lower the hips down to the mat. Roll over onto your right side. Press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. And then transfer through onto hands and knees for dolphin. So bring your elbows down to the mat. Grab the biceps, choose your hand position as you wish. From there, shoulders above elbows, knees under hips. Inhaling, lift the middle of the back to ceiling, and exhale, bring yourself through to dolphin. From here, when you're ready, float the left leg up and back. As you're working with the left leg raised, you're still reaching the heart back towards the right knee, pushing right heel down to the floor. Neck stays soft, breath stays steady. And exhaling, gently releasing left foot and knees down to the floor. Sit the body up, just roll the shoulders out, give them a little bit of TLC. Make sure you're still working with your strong breath. Elbows come back down to the floor. Grab the biceps, choose your hand position. From there, when you're ready, exhale, lift through to dolphin, and then raising the right leg up and back. On your exhale, gently releasing right foot and knees down to the floor. Sit the body up, walk the hands in, roll the shoulders out, and come standing up to the front of your mat. Working through 6 classic suns. Now I'll lead you through the first one, and then I'm going to get you to focus on being able to follow your breath for the subsequent classics. So starting off, feet hip width apart, chest upright and shoulders down. Together, exhale. Press the palms into prayer position in front of the heart. Long inhale. Roll the shoulders down, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, tuck tailbone, release the arms down, then fold forwards over straight legs. Inhaling, step the left foot back, left knee down and top the left foot on the floor, reaching up through to lunge. As you exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Step back through to plank, gently lower knees, elbows in tight, lower the chest. Top of the feet on the mat, hands 12 inches in front of the shoulders, and inhale. Pull the heart forwards, lift up through to cobra. As you exhale, pull the heart forwards, lower the chest. Bring the hands back under the shoulders, push back through to downward dog. Take a full breath in here. Fill the body up, heels down, hips up. And exhale. Left foot forwards, right knee down. Grab the left ankle to adjust so you can inhale. Reach the arms up through to lunge. Exhaling, hands down, stepping right foot forwards, fold over straight legs. Take your time. Inhale, raise the body up, swing the arms wide, wrap the shoulders down. Exhaling, hands together in prayer position in front of the heart. So we're going to run through 5 more, working on being able to match the movement to your breath rather than the other way around. On when you're ready, exhaling, push hands back to prayer position. Inhaling, off we go. Just as we were working with at the beginning of the practice, recognize if you start to feel the length of your breath changing as you flow through the suns. From here, we'll be flowing through a sun bee into our first two pose vignette, starting off with lunge and main coon stretch. So together, exhale, press the palms into prayer position once again. Inhaling, bend the knees, sink the hips and raise the arms in chair pose. As you exhale, fold forwards over straight legs and relax the neck. Inhaling, scoop the heart forwards, keep the neck soft but lengthen the rest of the spine. As you exhale, bend the knees, put the palms flat, lean into the hands and step or jump back through to plank. Gently lower knees and chest to the mat. Wrap the shoulders back, inhale up through cobra. As you exhale, reach the heart forwards, lower down, drive back through to downward dog. On your inhale, step the left foot forwards, lower the right knee down, give it padding if it needs it, and adjust the position of your legs for lunge. So start off with the hands braced on the left thigh. As you exhale, round out the lower back, tuck the tailbone down towards the left heel as you sink the hips, just to isolate that stretch on the front of the right hip and keep it out of the lower back. Find a strength of opening that feels good for you to play with here. So stay connected to what you're feeling in that right hip, because that sensation is going to change as we're working with the pose. You can keep your hands braced on the left thigh, but if it's comfortable, release the arms up, wrap the shoulders down. Slow and easy breath, still working with this idea of being able to take control and being able to guide the change in your body. And as you're working here with the lunge, compared to the classic suns where you're flowing in and out of the lunge pose several times, as you're working here with this opening, feeding it with your breath, how does that sensation in the right hip change? On your exhale, releasing the hands down to the floor. With the left knee above the left heel, slide the right knee back as far as you can for main coon stretch. So plant the palms inside the left foot and exhaling, bend the elbows, lower the chest down. If it's difficult for you to bend the elbows at all, feel free to give yourself something under the hands to give you a little bit more height. Just because having the elbows slightly bent means that as you're working in the pose, you can bend the elbows more to reach deeper into the hips. If you're comfortable taking the forearms all the way down to the floor, then take the elbows down, tuck the toes of the right foot under, and exhaling, push the right heel back. Neck soft, breath deep. And as you're working with Maine Coon stretch, being able to feel what it is that changes for you while you're here. And exhaling, gently lower the right knee down. Walk the hands in underneath the shoulders. Inhaling, stepping back through to plank. Exhaling, slowly down to the floor. Inhaling, up through to cobra. Exhaling, heart down, drive through to downward dog. Ready for the second side. Inhaling, right foot forwards, left knee down, and adjust as you need to for lunge. Hands braced on the right thigh. Exhaling, tucking tailbone down to right heel, reaching the right knee forwards to find the best opening in your left hip. Hands stay on the right thigh, or if you're comfortable, releasing the arms up, but keep the shoulders soft wherever the hands happen to be. On your exhale, releasing the hands down to the floor, Maine Coon stretch. So right knee above right heel, right shin vertical, hands inside of the right leg. Start by bending the elbows, releasing the chest down. If you can get the elbows all the way down to the floor, then go ahead. Once you've got the elbows on the mat, if it serves you, tucking toes of the left foot under, pushing the left heel towards the back of the room. Recognize whether the sensation is different between left and right for Maine Coon stretch, but also that sensation of change in terms of the unraveling of the tension in the hips. Is it quicker with the left leg forwards or the right leg forwards? Do you feel that they're roughly the same? And exhaling, releasing left knee down to the mat, walk the hands in, raise the chest. Inhaling back through to plank. Exhale down to the floor. Inhale up through cobra. And exhale, bringing the heart forwards, lower down. Push back through to downward dog. We're going to come through into extended warrior variation and then triangle. So inhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Turn the right foot out and stand up. Toes to the right foot, slightly forwards of the right heel, but heel to arch alignment. So if you draw a line back through your left heel, hits the arch of the right foot. From here, start with the right hand on the right hip and then bring your left forearm down across the left thigh. Left knee stays bent above the left heel. Inhale, push down through the left arm, lift the chest up. Exhaling, tuck the shoulders back away from the ears. Then release the right hand, snake it round behind you towards the left thigh. Grab hold of whatever you can. So that's left thigh or any piece of clothing, your shirt, your pants. And from there, relax left ear over left shoulder. Full breath, inhaling up through the chest into the collarbones. As you exhale, feel for being able to let go of more tension in the neck here. When we're working towards the beginning of the practice in heel to groin, we had a neck release where you were stretching out through the right arm to find a good stretch for you. As you're working here, this is more of a passive neck release. Recognize whether you feel that you get a stronger opening here or whether it was stronger for the neck towards the beginning of the practice, if you can remember back that far. On your inhale, release right hand to right hip, raise the body up, straighten the left leg. If it serves you, shorten your stance. You can bring that right foot forwards a few inches just to be able to give yourself a stronger base for triangle. From here, left hand on the front of the left thigh. Hips still square to the right side of the room. Heel to arch alignment with the feet. Inhaling, tall. Exhale, shoulders wrap down away from the ears. Slide that left hand down the left leg. Keep the right shoulder stacked above the left, so you're still rolling the heart open towards the right side of the room. Then from here, you can keep the right hand on the right hip. If it works for you, take the right arm out in line with the right shoulder. And breathe. With your inhale, ground through the left hand, reach the chest forward, so you're lengthening the left side of the ribcage away from the left hip. If you feel that the hips are open to it, as you exhale, release the chest lower down. Take the left hand lower on the left leg. And exhaling, bending the left knee, release the hands down to the front of the mat. Inhaling back through to plank. Exhaling, knees, chest down to the floor. Top of the feet on the mat. Shoulders roll back and inhale, pull up through to cobra. As you exhale, reach the heart forwards, lower the chest down, pressing back through to downward dog for the second side. On your inhale, bring the right foot between the hands, turn the left foot out and stand up. Adjust for warrior two. From here, extended warrior variation. So right forearm across right thigh, lift the chest up, roll the chest open to the left side of the room. Snake left arm round behind you, grab something. Then from there, still lifting the chest away from the right leg, still with the shoulders wrapped back away from the ears, relax right ear over right shoulder or chin down to right armpit. Long, fulfilling breath, just helping to convince the tissue on the neck to be able to let go a little more easily. And on your inhale, releasing left hand to left hip, raise the chest up, straighten the right leg, shorten the stance if you wish. From there, left hand on left hip, right hand on the front of the right thigh, or alternatively, float the arms wide. Wherever you're at, inhale, lift the chest up. Exhaling, reach through the right hand, hinge at the hips, coming down into alignment above the right leg. Long breath, inhaling, reaching heart forwards. As you exhale, draw your chest back towards the right side of the room to keep the heart in alignment above the right knee. On your exhale, bending the right knee, release the hands down to the front of the mat. Inhaling, pivot on the ball of the left foot, step back to plank, and exhale, lower gently down to the floor. Shoulders roll back and inhale, lift up through to cobra. Exhaling, bring the heart forwards, lower down, push back through to downward dog. Now we're going to come into our third and final vignette, which will be pyramid followed by pigeon. So as you inhale, step the left foot forwards, grab your block and move it to the front right corner of the mat. So the block is parallel with your left foot. Once you're upright, take the hands onto the hips. Pyramid's a very personal stance, so you're looking for leg length front to back, hip width left to right for your heels. So adjust the position of the feet until you feel comfortable, and it's easy for you to have the hips facing towards the front of the room. So belly button points straight forwards. Coming down into the pyramid pose with the hands still on the pelvis. Inhale, tall. As you exhale, take your time, reaching the heart straight forward. Start to come down into the fold. If the right hip starts swinging back, use your right hand to pull it forwards, even with the left. And left hand onto left leg, right hand onto the block. If it's available to you, taking the hands all the way down to the floor. Working with your breath in the pose. Inhaling, ground through the right heel, draw the chest forwards. Exhaling, bend the elbows, release the chest down into a stronger opening on the back of your left leg. Soften the spine, so allow the neck, the back to be soft. And as you're working with that long chain opening on the back of the left leg here, recognize how it starts to release. Whether it's quick, whether it's slow, whether it's tighter or more open than you expected it to be. And exhaling gently, bend the knees. Release the right knee down to the floor for pigeon. So take your left foot over on a journey to the right side of the mat. Slowly lower the left knee down to the left side. So left shin parallel to the front of the mat before we slide the right knee back, going down into pigeon. If your left hip's up off the floor, grab your block, your support, slide it underneath the left hip. If you find the right thigh is turning out, bend the left knee more. But keep the left knee glued over towards the left side of the mat so you can keep that alignment of the pelvis to the front. From there, bring the heart forwards over the shin, fist under the forehead, elbows spread wide. Start by relaxing in your pigeon. Slow, steady breath. And recognize the opening that you're creating in your left hip here. As you're working pigeon, it's a lovely passive pose. You don't have to put much effort into being able to maintain that stretch. So work on being able to use the time here to strengthen the breath and feel for what's opening, what's releasing around the left hip. On your inhale, raising the chest, walking the hands in, lift the hips and step back through to plank. Then exhaling, knees, heart all the way down to the floor. Shoulders back, inhale, cobra. Exhale, bring the heart forwards, lower down, drive through to downward dog. From downward dog, inhaling, step the right foot forwards. Bring your block over towards the left side of the mat, stand up and adjust for pyramid. Once you've got your strong base, keeping the legs straight, inhale, lift the heart up. Take your time as you exhale, bring the chest straight forwards. Lower the heart down until you find a comfortable stretch on the back of the right leg. Right hand to the right leg, left hand to the block. If it works for you, take your hands all the way down to the floor. Working with your breath in pyramid. As you inhale, ground through the left heel, reach the heart forwards, stretch out the lower back. Feel for what that opens on the back of the right leg. Then exhaling, slowly bend the elbows, release the chest, lower into the fold. As you're working here with that really intense stretch on the back of the right leg, feel for what it is that's changing while you're holding that stretch. As always, if you push too strong, the stretch isn't going to release. On your exhale, bend the knees and gently lower the left knee down to the floor for pigeon. Right foot to the left side of the mat, right knee down to the right side. Then slide the left knee back and bend the right knee as much as you need to keep the hips facing forwards. Block for support underneath the right hip if that works for you. Bring the heart down to the floor, fist under the forehead, elbows wide, and relax everything but the breath. As you're working in pigeon, it's a more passive pose than pyramid, but you still got a really strong stretch around that right hip. So feel for what it is that's changing here as you're working in the pose. Then inhaling, lift the chest, walk the hands in, raise the hips and come back through to downward dog before lowering the knees down to the floor and laying down on your back. Ending the sequence with half dead bug before we come to Shavasana. Lay down and bring your left knee up towards the chest. Just squeeze the left knee up to your left armpit and then release left hand up inside of the left leg to grab your left foot. If that's not comfortable, you can wrap the left arm around the back of the left knee. Right palm on the front of the right thigh just to keep the pelvis locked in position. Take a long breath in. And as you exhale, just relax. Allow the weight of that left arm start pulling the left knee down on the outside of your chest. And inhaling, gently releasing the left foot down. Switch sides. Bring the right knee up to the chest. Squeeze the right knee in tight. Take the right arm up inside of the right leg to get hold of the right foot. Left hand on the front of the left thigh. As you exhale, bring that right heel up above the right knee. So sole of the right foot open towards ceiling. Just feeling for the way the right knee lowers down millimeter by millimeter, breath by breath on the outside of the chest here. Then inhaling, releasing the right leg down and adjusting yourself into a comfortable position for Shavasana. When you're ready, close your eyes. Take a slow breath in. Open the mouth and release. Just feel for being able to let go of the breath and the tension in your body at the same time. Repeating that a couple of times. Inhaling, fill the body up. Open the mouth, relax and let go. One more time here. Fill the body. When you're ready, just release. And as we come to Shavasana, stay connected to what it is that you feel inside of your body and how that changes as you're here. So that process of relaxation that your physical body moves through. Just being able to do that for a couple of minutes. I'll bring you back to the room when we're done. Begin to deepen your breath. Start to stretch open the fingers, the palms and the wrists, toes, feet and ankles. Then drawing the knees up towards the chest, wrap your arms around the legs and gently rock from left to right. Then releasing right hand down by the right side of the head. As you exhale, rock over onto your right side, keeping the neck soft. Bring your chest back upright, right palm to the right side of the head, lifts the head up. Back to a comfortable seated position facing towards the front of your mat. Hands in prayer position in front of your heart. Close your eyes and take a long breath in. Namaste.